Greetings, Vault Hunters all across the 6 galaxies. Welcome to the Bordercast. We are you live at our usual time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I almost caught myself saying 1. I'm Mitsu.
And I'm Tessichka, coming to you every week to break down all things Borderlands.
We have a jam-packed show. So much so that I actually did not realize how jam-packed it would be until yesterday. But first, as always, we want to take a minute to thank our new listeners listening on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and those watching right now live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Steam, or later on the VOD on YouTube. And if you are enjoying the program, we would love for you to give us a big ol' like, follower, favorite in honor of Scooter. Yes, I tugged at some heartstrings this week.
Those heartstrings. Some ongoing important things to keep note of. Designer's Cut is out now. Arms Race is super, super fun. If you haven't played it, if you haven't checked it out, please do so. Trust me, you will love it. There's cool stuff in there. Borderlands 3 is now available on both PS5 and Xbox Series X. So if you are one of the very lucky few to have those systems, I'm jealous. Enjoy your wonderful Borderlands 3 on them. Bunkers and Badasses is coming soon. I wish we had a date. I really do, believe me, so badly. But soon, hopefully sometime soon. Crossplay also coming soon. They hear you, we hear you, it's coming, we promise. We don't have a date yet, but it's on its way, okay? The Borderlands Show is back. It's happening very soon. We'll talk more about that later. And Gearbox has had a super awesome influx of monies and merged with a really cool company called Embracer. We'll definitely tell you more about that soon as well.
Yeah, so that was all wonderful. But before we get to that, just real quick, because apparently suddenly we have a crazy large show. What did you do this week in Borderlands, Tess?
I played a little bit of my TDR Allegiance run and did a little bit more VR. That's basically what I've been up to. I haven't actually done a ton of Arms Race in the last couple of weeks, so I might do Arms Race later today. I'm doing a bonus stream later today, by the way. Yeah, but a little bit more Borderlands 2 VR, a little bit more TDR Allegiance fun stuffs, because I know that TDR might be a little bit, maybe a smidge different now, but I'm still surviving just fine. It might be because Mo's is OP, but I don't know. Mo's, TDR, we're very happy together, so it's been fun. What about you, Mitsu?
Oh, boy. I once again decided to go take down the takedowns. I'm still of the mind that Guardian Takedown it suffers a little bit from pacing, but that is it. Afterwards, it is a lot of fun. You know, it's just, I like going through it. I wish there were more answers behind it. I still feel that it was so cool that like the planet explodes out and there's this cool temple and we get to do all these things. I just wish there was more to it than that. And that's about it. Molly 1 takedown, still feeling great. I think that I'll probably stick to just normal takedown runs for a little while, just to get them flowing through. But at the same time, when it's a little bit less of a challenge, I feel like as a streamer, just as a streamer, and this does not apply to everybody else out there who just wants to enjoy Molly 1 takedown. I like putting out content where there's a chance that I could die, as opposed to just breezing through everything easy breezy cover girl. So I like doing Guardian, like true takedowns on stream, because at least there's a chance that like, oh no, Mitsu misplayed something, now he's dead, now he's got to go all the way back again, as opposed to just bing bang boom, all right, Wotan, bing bang boom, all right, we're done. So
You
that's
must
just a
be more
personal
OP
preference,
because
though.
it's
Completely
always
personal preference.
Yeah. It's always a challenge for me, no matter what difficulty I play it on, because I'm easily distracted by shiny things and cats. So there's basically guaranteed to be a test death, almost always, unless I'm doing a one life, and then it's like 99.9% guaranteed, unless I'm being carried by Tweety, in which case, you know, she might just breeze through the entire thing while I'm looking at shiny things, and I'm suddenly alive. It's amazing. I miss Tweety. We need to play together again soon.
Yeah.
And Priest, yeah.
Now that she's feeling better, hopefully we can have her back on as well.
Yeah. I will not be feeling better for a little bit because I have my second surgery next Monday, but I'll be back to normal hopefully by next Bordercast. I should be good. Still recovering, but good. But yeah, then maybe after that. Anyway, yeah, I need to see. I disagree with you on the pacing thing with takedowns, but I think it's just that we have very different play styles. Like, I really like, I love Molly One Takedown for the style of it. I love the Wotan fight now that I've kind of sort of gotten the hang of it. Sort of. I still say sort of because I can't perfectly do it every time, especially on True Takedown, but just in general. But most of the time now, it's fine. I like the entire sort of run of it, but I think the pacing and the variety of locations is actually much better on Guardian Takedown. I like how there's like a snippet here in one location and another snippet there, and like a hard fight in this location, and then like a little breezy kind of bridge there, and then another big hard fight. Like I think the pacing of Guardian Takedown is actually much better, whereas in Molly One Takedown, especially when you're playing at higher difficulties, if you don't have like a maxed out build, it can be a little bit of a slog at times in some of those sections. But I do think at this point, with everybody sort of having leveled up their gear and put together builds that can complete those sections much more quickly, the pacing actually feels a lot better. So I like them both.
Yeah. And it's just, that's just how it is. I kind of like the fast pace, and then the elevator, for example, between Kraken and the Valkyries. I like that being the breathing room that you get, and then because that's where the vending machines are.
Yeah.
And then that's your breather, and then boom, you're right back in it again, and that place is just a cluster, and then quick breath, back in it again. Boom, 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 boom. Bridge, vending machine, catch your breath, done.
I think the moral here is the takedowns are really awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's we don't necessarily have to agree, and that's a good thing, because it means that different players can enjoy different things from content that is otherwise considered to be kind of similar. So, yeah. And that's perfectly fine. Real quick as well, there was a hot fix today. If you would like to do the thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one. I love that. On this little segment we call Hot Fix Apply, there was literally a little thing where they changed up the mini events again. Gear Rush is a very simple event, which is happening right now, in which rare chests are more likely to appear in Arms Race. The green doll chests located at major points of interest will also have an increased chance to contain Arms Race exclusive gear. However, looking at you, Thickfly. However, the Murder Cane will be closing in at a quicker pace, and this event will end February 11th at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
So that's next Thursday.
Yes.
Right, next Thursday. Yeah, so actually now I'm definitely going into Arms Race later today because I'm doing a TDR Allegiance run, and what has carried me through like 20 something levels of playing this most TDR Allegiance run has been the Dark Army. The first thing I did when I started this run was I went into Arms Race to get the Dark Army, because amazing TDR gun, and literally it's like a level, I don't know, 5 maybe, or no, it's a level, I think it's like a level 13 maybe, or 12, because I started at 13. Anyway, it's carried me through. It's still very strong, but I probably could use another one now that I'm about to hit level 30 soon. So time to go back to Arms Race and hopefully get another one, or maybe some other cool TDR gun.
There are a lot of them out there. And of course, Arms Race, I believe, if you don't have it already, it is part of DLC 5. Make sure that you go out and get it. It's just, I can't stress enough how good it is. That's it. That's all I really can say on that particular subject right now, just because I love Arms Race that much. Yeah, we'll segue right into it. There's a Borderlands show.
It's coming.
There
so
it is.
Soon.
It's finally coming. We weren't sure when it was going to happen, but we managed to wrap up principal filming very recently. And it will be returning next Wednesday, February 10th. And I really did not like holding on to that information as long as I absolutely had to. Greg, Fran, and myself will be coming back for another romp in Borderlands that features all sorts of information about the upcoming Director's Cut, DLC 6, as many of you know it as, and a really, really, really cool interview segment with Randy Varnell. And for those of you who are asking, yes, there is information about a door.
A door?
A door.
There's a door.
There's a door.
I wonder what's behind the door.
I know what's behind the door.
Damn it.
I can't tell you what's behind the
No,
door.
you can't.
You
I'm
will
not
have
even
to
gonna
wait
try.
until after, well, during, I should say, the Borderlands show to find out what is the deal with the door. But I have seen what's behind the door, and as I have told some members of the team, it is glorious. And that is quite literally, and I promise you this, all I have told them. So they do not know either. That's it. That's all I can really say about it right now. But yes, we're going beyond the door.
Yes. Yes, we are. Oh my God. I'm so excited to see what's behind this door. I'm dying. I knew that. Okay. So I knew that Mitsu had been behind the door. I haven't been behind the door. And I'm just like, my friend, I'm very envious. No, it's very cool. I'm very excited to find out with everyone else on Wednesday. Can't wait. Exactly as K6 just said in chat. Can't wait to see what's there. I'm so excited about all the things. Oh my God.
It is very exciting as well. Segueing off the door real quick again to reemphasize talking with Randy Varnell. Again, I can't say what we talked about, but I will say that the questions that I had for Randy, and many of you out there might also share those questions that you would want to ask one who is the keeper of the lore in the Borderlands universe. You might have those questions. I did my best to also ask those questions. So if you can think of what that question might be, if it is pressing on your mind, I did my best to try and get that in. Maybe, hopefully. I did what I could. But he is a tough nut to crack. I will say, though, however, the answers that he provided were very thorough, very thoughtful, and very thought-provoking. And again, you'll just have to wait to find out about that, but he did not shy away from the hard questions.
There's a very important question in chat that maybe you can answer now. How many puns did Randy drop? Question from Mental Mars.
Oh, that's a good question. I think he did one and pointed it out, and that was it. Unless he did others and nobody caught it. But I love puns as much as he does. So I would hope that I would have the wherewithal to at least be cognizant of that happening. And just be like, oh, that's a good one. That's real good. We keep that in, please. But I do not remember. But hopefully, there I know there was at least one. I remember specifically there was at least one.
Well, if you want to find out for yourselves, just make sure you're watching Wednesday, February 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, or what time is that? 12 p.m. Eastern, or 5 p.m. UK time. I remember Triple Time, who's also hanging out in chat. And and you will get your very first look at Director's Cut, the 6th add-on for Borderlands 3 and second half of Season Pass 2 before launch with the lovely Mitsu and Greg and Fran of the Borderlands show. So definitely make sure you guys are here. I'll be in chat. I'll still be not talky, just typey because of surgery, but I will be there and it'll be awesome.
I will be also perusing everybody's chats. I like to visit with Killer Six's chat and Moxie's chat and Quag's chat and whoever happens to be co-streaming at that time. Tess, I believe you co-stream sometimes too, so I'll be hanging out in your chat. So I'll be watching and communicating with everybody as we go along, including, of course, we're live on Facebook, so I'll have that open, and we're live on YouTube, so I'll have that open. So I'm gonna try and get as much as possible of the feedback from everybody from every angle. So just be aware that if you have a question in real time for me, although that is pre-recorded, if I can answer it, I will do my best to answer it. That's all I've really got on that one.
So yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be really good. In other very, very big news that just got announced, Gearbox has merged with another company, a wonderful company called Embracer. Gearbox Entertainment, as we know it, is changing, albeit very slightly. The company has entered into a merger agreement with the Embracer Group, which some of you may know formerly as THQ Nordic. Some of their now included titles may surprise you, such as Saints Row, Goat Simulator, Dead Island, Darksiders, Metro, Time Splitters, and Satisfactory, and many, many others. There's an official press release that we'll share with you guys. And
Time Splitters, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I love that series. Just as an aside, I love Time Splitters. It's a great
Metro
game.
and Saints Row.
I have not played Metro. I remember Saints Row. I know. I hear the stories and branching options of it are amazing. But Time Splitters was Free Radical, which was a lot of the former GoldenEye developers from back in the day. So when I found out about that, of course, I'm immediately going to want to play that game. And Time Splitters 2 I played on the GameCube, but I think it was for GameCube, Xbox, the original, and I think PlayStation 2 as well. It was phenomenal. You're time traveling agents going around trying to stop bad guys from doing bad things across time. So it's pretty cool. And then like the weapons are varied for that too. So it's a really fun classic game. That's all. Yeah. You're muted.
Darn it. I'm so sorry. Professional streamer strats. Anyway, so we just had a call, Mitsu, myself, and a bunch of really amazing people from Gearbox and 2K earlier today, like right before the Bordercast. That's actually why we were fashionably late. It was a really amazing call. We got to talk to them and ask them a bunch of questions and get some cool information. And they are super pumped about this merger, like hugely pumped. Not a whole lot is going to change. There's still going to be Gearbox. Embracer's entire vision is to let studios maintain their unique voices and individuality. So Gearbox is still Gearbox. Gearbox employees still own Gearbox the same way. None of that changes. They are going to be doing more, better, and faster. So basically, this is just a vehicle for them to speed up the things they're already doing, do more cool things for us, with all of their titles and everything that they're doing with Gearbox in general. So it's not a everything is going to be better. It's not a everything is going to just be okay. It's an everything is going to be even better than okay. Everything is going to be awesome. This is like a huge boost, right, for both the employees and both all of the plans that Gearbox has for the future. It's really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of conversations out there about what this means for 2K. Gearbox has specifically said that 2K is a valuable partner and they're looking forward to continuing their relationship with 2K. So nothing is changing. 2K will remain Gearbox's official publishing partner for Borderlands. There's a statement from 2K that I have open. Mitsu, do you want to read that or should I?
Oh, well, first I was going to take a few seconds to break things down.
Oh, sure.
As it pertains to the press release, because there is a lot of information here that I think everybody should know about. And we're going to kind of break down exactly what these numbers mean. One of the things that everybody should know as part of the press release is the day one purchase amount is $363 million in total of cash and debt-free basis, with $175 paid in newly embraced Embracer B shares as a stock options and residual cash. Basically, the subject to the full fulfillment of the agreement of the financial and operation targets in the next 6 years, an additional consideration of a maximum of $1 billion, $15 million may be paid, of which a maximum of $360 million in shares, and then residual in cash. To earn the maximum considered $1.3 billion, that's a billion, again, with a B, there are some considerations that have to happen. That being said, that is a staggering amount of money that is being pumped into Gearbox right now for development purposes of all varieties. It's just, oh, wow. To go on a little bit more, Lars Wingefors, the founder and group CEO of the Embracer Group, said that Gearbox is arguably one of the most creative and valuable independent developers in the world. And they believe that the resources offered by Embracer will position Gearbox for a continued significant growth in years to come, which means that all of this money is a long-term investment strategy. This is not a write-off where you get one check for $100 million to do a couple cool things and that's it. This is a vision that is being implemented and executed towards Gearbox. And just to kind of explain why we're talking about this, that's a lot of money that is hopefully some or most of it being diverted towards Borderlands related stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that Gearbox is working on, Gearbox publishing side, other IPs that they might want to be developing on their own as well, that now they have the resources and technical know-how to bring people in to be able to facilitate that. But the thing that we're going to focus on when we're talking about it is just how huge this is for the franchise when you think big picture and long-term planning as a result of the commitments being made here.
Yeah.
And to kind of reinforce that, Lars's vision, this is Randy, I should say, Randy Pitchford, of course, the founder and Gearbox Entertainment Company, said, Lars's vision of Embracer as an allied partner group, not necessarily that they're being bought out, but that this is an alliance. Very important, being reinforced here. Committed to fueling and accelerating the ambitions of a series of decentralized, successful entrepreneurial member companies while magnifying the collective value and advantages of diversification across the entire group is the most brilliant strategy and design for short, medium, and long-term success in this industry that I have worked in 30 years. The feeling at Gearbox is that we are just getting started, and this transaction is not merely a stimulant for the talent of our employee-owned company, but a propellant for the exciting future that we have planned. If that doesn't tell you where they're going with this, I don't know how better to put it, but we're going to keep hitting you with quotes in a few seconds, and you'll see exactly why that is the way it is. Tess, you were saying 2K had something to share on the topic. What was that about?
Yeah, so there's a statement on Twitter from 2K, and it just underscores the statement from Gearbox that 2K is a valuable partner, and they're still looking forward to continuing their relationship, and nothing is really going to change there. 2K said, as the proud publisher of the Borderlands franchise, we're happy for our partners at Gearbox. We look forward to continuing our long-term partnership with this incredibly talented team and delivering many more exciting entertainment experiences to gaming fans around the world. So Borderlands, Gearbox, 2K, still a very happy family. Nothing's really changing there. This is just a huge infusion of capital and of sort of, it's like Gearbox is a car, a really awesome car, and they've just gotten like a nitrous boost button. That's basically what it is. It can go so much faster and can do so many more things, right? It's really amazing for everybody at Gearbox. I'm sure Mitsu will agree with me. Huge congrats to them on this incredible deal. It really is going to be a boost, and we're just excited to see where they take it. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Yeah. And as mentioned before, we had the privilege of speaking with Gearbox a little earlier, and they are very excited about everything that is to come. This is a really, really big deal, and it means great things for fans of the company, fans of any IP that Gearbox is responsible for. Of course, this means that there's a lot more that can be put into Borderlands. I'll give you an example off the top of my head. I believe the development costs for Borderlands 3 totaled out to, I want to say, with DLCs, the answer was $135 million. I believe that included marketing. Okay. Now, the ground floor cash investment, not the stock options, the cash investment was, I believe, let me just make sure I have this right. 175 million. Well, just shy of that, because it's 363 minus 175. But it's a very, very large number. That essentially means if you, and they're not necessarily going to do this, but I'm saying if you just have that, you've now essentially doubled the budget for whatever Gearbox could work on for the next Borderlands. Is that what's going to happen? No, obviously they've got tons of things in development, but I'm just trying to add financial weight behind the way you go about thinking about this merger. That's what this means for all of us.
And Gearbox has specifically stated, and so has Embracer specifically stated, that their Embracer's vision is very hands-off. Let studios maintain their unique voices and individuality. Sorry, words. So Gearbox is still Gearbox. This is literally just a significant boost, more power to do more awesome things, more better. And it's going to be amazing.
Yes. In a follow-up investor call, Gearbox boss Pitchford clarified that this would include working with 2K, obviously, as we've talked about before. It is important to mention that he did assert, again, Borderlands is Gearbox IP. It is. So there will not be any changes when it comes to Embracer. There will not be any changes when it comes to 2K games. Everybody will continue fulfilling their roles as they go around. And he also went on to say there are things that Gearbox is very good at, and there are things that other people are very good at and might necessarily be better at than we currently are, said Randy Pitchford. And if we're thinking specifically about Borderlands, they love the relationship that they currently have with Take-Two and the 2K Games label, and they're committed to working together through all of the known and planned Borderlands work that we have going on. I want to pull that out real quick because there's two words he threw in there: and planned, which means that there are plans for things. You gotta take every little word that you can and highlight it, because Randy just admitted that obviously we knew there was going to be a future, but Randy just gave a little hint that obviously there are things going on right now pertaining to Borderlands that we don't know about yet that are happening.
There's a really awesome future ahead is what this sounds like to me.
Yes. He went on to add that he anticipates that this will continue and that they will create new opportunities together, 2K and Take-Two. Sometimes there are folks who are just the right group to help maximize the potential for these creative endeavors that we have, and we are absolutely open to those relationships. The relationship will now be more motivated by expertise between 2K and Gearbox rather than necessarily just capital. As a publisher, typically speaking, one of your responsibilities is to throw down the money for a game, and then you are then paid that back based on the sales, and the developer, of course, takes whatever happens afterwards. It's contractually negotiating, blah, 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 whatever. That's boring. The point is, now it's more about what they can do for each other as equals, as opposed to one throwing down the cash and then saying, please pay us back. Now it's everybody sharing the burden of responsibility for all of these different aspects of the game together. And it's not just about the money, which is actually really cool to see.
Yeah. So not a whole lot is going to change, and nothing is really going to change. The merger does not change 2K's relationship with Gearbox. Everything regarding that is going to stay the same. Borderlands, obviously there's more coming, and this just underscores that fact, and it's wonderful to hear. And I'm just really, really, really excited for everybody at Gearbox. I'm excited for us on the content creation team. It doesn't change anything at all for the content creation team, ourselves, and all of our teammates, and the directory at large on Twitch. It's really, really, really an amazing directory. By the way, if you're not following Mystique Siren, who's in chat, and TBJ Quag, who hangs out, and just all of the incredible streamers, make sure to check them out. They're really, really awesome.
Yes. Just to summarize once again, this is just a really, really good thing. If people are worried that this is going to turn into a takeover, as has happened with large companies in the past, and ones that I've been very passionate about and love sorely. This is me staring at the camera for the visual for those who know me or are listening. I get very, very tense about these kinds of things. I'm not about this one. Usually I'm very guarded. I don't feel that way this time, because it very much seems to be a merger, not an acquisition, and a partnership of equals sharing a vision on a corporate level and on a personal level. So I can't say it enough. I'll probably wind up having to say it 30 more times, but not today, obviously. This is a good thing. This is very much a good thing.
Yeah, things are not going to just be okay. Things are going to be awesome. That's what this means. Even more awesome than we originally thought, which is great. There's a structured payment plan there that's going to continue to boost and encourage Gearbox, and it's going to be a really, really good thing going forward long term.
And whatever that means, I don't know, but it's going to be a really fun ride for us to all have to go along with.
Yep. So, just a tiny footnote in this article that we have. Gearbox, you all probably know, has a Borderlands movie in development with Lionsgate. They're said to begin, hopefully will be beginning principal photography in the next 2 months. Randy Pitchford is the executive producer. Kevin Hart and Kate Blanchett have been tapped to play Roland and Lilith, respectively. So it is coming. There are no updates on the timing. I saw that question in chat, but it's coming. They're starting the actual filming process soon, which is really, really cool to hear. I hope we get teasers. I don't know if we will, but I don't know. I like if I'm really excited about a movie, I tend to follow the production a little bit, and sometimes there'll be like screen grabs and things like that. I just want to see them all in their costumes. That'll be really cool.
It's that's again, that goes back to we should really have Liz on next time there's any big movie news. The fact that it's actually announced that principal photography is happening in the next few months, that I did not actually know about, and I think that wasn't covered in the Hollywood Reporter article, or way back when they were talking about Kate Blanchett, it wasn't covered in the Variety article, or even so far as to go back to when we were in Dallas almost, how long was it now?
Oh, God,
year and a half?
Time.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly.
The last year has been a black hole of what is time?
Yep.
So not sure.
But when we were in Dallas, when we first found out about it too, when Randy, I think, announced it on the kind of like a proto Borderlands show that they were doing live at the big party that they had for the launch party for Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, oh boy, that was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
So we'll have to have her back for that. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Time flies when you're having way too much fun playing this awesome game and talking about it.
Somebody asked, is Ask a Psycho coming back? I'm just glad that somebody out there actually appreciates Ask a Psycho. I'm sorry to switch gears real quick, but there's that. I like little bits and segments like that. Sometimes I feel like some people don't appreciate it. You need some levity, especially when you're doing a show like the Borderlands show can be. Plus, it's about Borderlands. Isn't that the entire point? Like, that's what we're supposed to be doing here. It's very on brand for the game. I'll say it that way. So I always enjoy watching them.
Yep.
Get Shooty McShootface in the movie? Can we do that?
Idea? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, well, okay. So I'm sorry to just go on a tangent here, but like brainstorming wise, okay, so we know Borderlands always has a main story, right? But Borderlands always has branching off stories as well. Does that mean that during the movie they might go on side quests? Or like two of them might break off to go do one thing, and then two of them go break off to do another thing? And then that they find like things during the side quests that kind of bring them back together that also contribute to the main plot. Like, is there actually going to be this sequence where we're going to see them going and doing things, and like a montage? Maybe there's a montage, a gear up montage, 80s style, like Rocky theme montage of Lilith and Roland and Brick and Mordecai running around, like getting guns out of machine. Like they'll push the button, the gun comes out the vending machine, they'll just start shooting one right away. Or like you'll have Lilith and she'll just use her badass powers, and then the shield just flies out of a dead body. She just grabs it and slaps it on her hip and just appears around her. Like something like that. That's what I want to see now. What if they just make it 80s? Just make everything 80s. Why not?
I mean, there's something to be said for that plan. We'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be really good, whatever happens, because it's going to be Borderlands. And I don't know. I love this universe so much. To see it realized in like live action film is going to be incredible. I'm just so excited to see where they go with it and what they do with it and what all of the actors bring to the characters and everything. I'm excited for when we have Liz on to talk about it some more. That'll be a good time.
Oh yeah. I shouldn't just mill through ideas before we even have a chance to talk with her, because I'm dangerously close to actually doing that right now, and I need to behave, because otherwise I'll run out of stuff and then we're just going to be rehashing, and that's not going to be a good idea at all.
Fair. At a point.
Yeah. Although I will say this, I don't. Okay, I'll ask you, and we can ask Liz this again. Do we need a mark of delineation? Should it only be Borderlands 1 characters? Or do we kind of drip in a few Borderlands 2 characters? Because we don't even know what the story is about. We don't know what it's set. We don't know if they're going to retool the story of 1. We literally know nothing. Nothing.
So part of me is like, yes, I want to see everybody. I want to see Maya. I want to see like I would love to be Maya, by the way, but somebody in chat recommended it, and I was like, I wish. But I mean, honestly, I would love to see everybody in it. I'd love to see Tina. I'd love to see Krieg and Maya and their love story and all of that. That would be incredible. But there's such a thing as sequels, so
I was gonna say we can't front load it, right?
yeah, like I feel like if they try to like with any content, if you try to stuff too many things, too much stuff into it, you lose a centralized message, and it's hard to digest like too many stories all at once, right? So, I mean, I would love to see the Borderlands movie, sort of focus on Roland and Lilith and be amazing, and have sort of some of that Borderlands 1 feels and history and lore. And I would love to see it do so well that they do a second one. And then we get to see Maya and Krieg and, all of the possibilities there. Yeah, it would be incredible.
Somebody pointed out Tannis, and I don't know where it came from. I just had this flash of brilliance in my mind of who should play Patricia Tannis. Everybody, grab your desks. Get prepared. You ready? Aubrey Plaza.
I don't know who that is.
April Ludgate from Parks and Recreation.
I haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
No, nothing? No. Wow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She was also in she was in an indie film called Safety Not Guaranteed that was literally about an internet meme of a guy from the 80s who claimed he could time travel. He says it's not, I forget what the official article said, but he said, this is not dangerous. I have done this once, or Safety Not Guaranteed. I have done this once before. And that's part of the article. But like,
I think I'm gonna have to fix this. I think I'm being shamed by chat and Scott. So I'm going to have to go and watch Parks like tonight. So that's my homework.
It's very good. If you get a chance, I also recommend Safety Not Guaranteed. It's very slow. It's very dry. I like, you know what it is? It reminds me a little bit of Birdman in how the entire structure of the movie is set up and how the payoff at the end is. Okay. That's what it reminds me of. So if you get a chance, just check it out. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Add it to my list.
Mm-hmm. And then you'll see why she is perfect for Patricia Tannis. I'm sure there's other ones out there that we could probably talk about as well, but that's, for some reason, it just jumped to mind right now, and I have no idea why.
We're just very excited about this movie, and we can't help talking about it. So we'll have a whole show dedicated to it sometime soon with Liz, who is a wonderful actress and our teammate and the host of Ultimate Vault Hunter 55. Ultimate Vault Hunter returns next Thursday. Next week is going to be jam-packed, you guys. Oh. Wednesday, the Borderlands Show with a special preview of DLC 6, which is coming soon. That's going to be Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, the Bordercast next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time zones. And Ultimate Vault Hunter at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific next Thursday. So jam-packed week next week. I'm excited.
Yeah. And we're going to next week, right here on the Bordercast, of course, we're going to talk about the Borderlands Show. I'm going to try and kind of unravel a few more of the insights of everything that we were discussing on the show. Obviously, we're going to follow up with a lot of conversation about what Randy, Greg, Fran, and myself had to discuss as pertains to the lore. A lot of you are going to have questions. A lot of you are going to have thoughts. A lot of you are going to want to express all of that, and we're going to be here for it. And it is my goal to try and find a few people who are really all about the lore to bring on to for Tess and I to kind of host and have conversations with about that, because I feel like that show is going to have two halves to it. One half is going to be cool things that we can't talk about yet, and the other half is going to be Randy things, which are also cool things. I just have to not be specific about other cool things at all, or ninjas will descend upon me and take me away and you will never see me again. And I do not want to do that because I would miss my wife.
That would be bad.
That would be very bad.
Yes. Cool things, very, very cool things. Next week, you guys will get a preview. We're very excited. I'm very excited. Mitsu's very excited. Everybody's very excited.
Yes.
So yeah, cool things are coming your way very, very soon. Just to reiterate, this news about Embracer is very, very good. Nothing is changing with 2K and Gearbox and Borderlands. Everything with the content creation team, Gearbox employee shares in the company, their plans for the future. Everything is basically staying the same except better, improved, faster. More, better, faster, stronger, right? This is literally the nitrous boost in a car that's already, driving on a beautiful, beautiful road in a beautiful direction. And it's really, really cool. So don't be stressed about it. It's just good news. And honestly, a huge congrats from myself and Mitsu and the whole content creation team to Gearbox on this amazing, amazing, amazing deal.
Yeah. And it's also just on a little bit of a personal level as a congratulations for everybody working for Gearbox. It's a reward for all of their hard work and their dedication and stick-to-itiveness when it comes to working for and with Gearbox over the past couple of years, because this meant, I'm sure, the world to all of them. So this was like a big deal, and there are probably a lot of smiling faces as a result of it right now. And they earned it. They absolutely did.
Yeah, huge thank you for the amazing, amazing, amazing things that we've all had to play so far, and we're just looking forward to what comes next.
Yes. Oh boy. I don't know. We had a lot to get out today, but we're actually pretty good. we managed to crush a lot of it here. I'm reviewing just to make sure we got everything else out that people might be interested in. There's a ton of info. If you would like to look into it, I'm sure we'll have links in the podcast description below to see more of the nitty gritty. Everything is public if you're interested in more of the nitty gritty of the numbers behind the deals. If you want to kind of take them apart yourselves and whatever you want to, just for your personal knowledge, because you're just invested in it, they will be there. And of course, there are tons of articles out there that, of course, you can read as well. Even I think Nintendo Insider wrote an article about it, and that's because Borderlands 2 is on the Switch. The what is it? It's not the Handsome Collection. I can never remember what the name of it is. Oh, that they're gonna kill me now. But there is the Borderlands 2 and the DLCs and Borderlands the pre-sequel on the Switch. So I guess that technically counts as Nintendo related. So you get away with it. Legendary Collection. Thank you. I'm going to turn red because I'm embarrassed now. Red is my scarf.
God, I'm so sorry. It's so bad.
Muted. There's gonna be these long stretches of silence in the recordings afterwards for the audios. There won't. Oh, that's right, because you're only muted for the stream. You're not muted. Oh, that's funny.
Well, so no, I'll just fix it.
This is completely lost on SoundCloud and all of those other places because they're wondering why we're addressing this now. Like it matters.
Yes, I'll fix really it. Funny. Podcast friends, I'll fix it. Everybody that's watching live, I'm so sorry. Super professional streamer strats here. It's just because I'm typing, and so I mute because I'm putting things in the chats, and then I don't want it to come across. So maybe I should just let you guys hear my keyboard. I don't know. I'm so sorry. You guys are all amazing. I don't even know what I was gonna say. You're all awesome, and Gearbox is awesome, and 2K is awesome, and Borderlands is awesome, and I'm really sorry I'm occasionally a derp. Thank you.
I was going to say, you should say that Scott should ask me about this scarf after the stream. That's all I'm going to say right now. And if I just said that, then he probably knows. If he remembers, because I mentioned the scarf one time to him, and he lost his mind because it exists, and he didn't even know it existed. That's all I'm going to say. So that's that. Yeah, I think with that, we're in pretty good shape today. We managed to get it through everything pretty quickly, which, I mean, it's unfortunate we were a little late. But I promise everything that we were late for, the reasoning behind it is worth it. You will all find out about it in time. It was an extremely productive meeting. We got to have a really candid, honest, and fun conversation with several representatives on the Gearbox and 2K side. And If you don't believe me, afterwards, Killer Six, who was also in this meeting, tweeted a picture of the dude, I think, just cruising down the highway from Big Lebowski. Like, we're feeling pretty good right now, people.
Yeah.
We're in really good shape, and everybody is feeling really good about the future of Borderlands.
That call that we had with the devs, just like Gearbox has had some nitrous infused in their car, we've had nitrous infused in our veins from that call. It was amazing. We're very excited about all the things. Again, huge congrats go out to Gearbox on this this new sort of revenue, new influx of funds and cool things. And we're so excited for the future of both Borderlands and Gearbox. It's going to be amazing.
And I think with that, before we say something by accident that gets us in trouble, this is probably where we're going to take our leave. Season Pass 2 is out right now with the Designer's Cut already out there for people to enjoy. Director's Cut, it's on the way. The Borderlands Show next week on Wednesday, February 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. GMT. That's British time for those of you who aren't sure. That will be airing to explain a lot more about what the content of Director's Cut is, including the big reveal of what is behind the door.
The door. Oh my God. I can't wait to see that. I can't believe we get to see that next week.
Yeah, it's finally here.
Yes. Oh. Okay. I'm very hyped. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you're enjoying the show as much as we love doing it, please make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like if you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much to our Facebook viewers. Thank you so much to our Steam viewers. You guys are awesome. We love having you. If you ever want to come chat with us from Steam, just come to the Twitch channel or come to the YouTube. We watch all the chats, or the Facebook, of course. Unfortunately, chat in Steam is a little bit of a challenge to follow. So just come into any of the other chats, and this applies anytime. You guys are super welcome. So thank you so much for checking it out. If you're listening on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, YouTube Music, and Stitcher, thank you guys so much as well. I will fix the audio things for you guys. And thank you again. You can join us live on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Steam at our new time of 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, every Thursday. Next week, we'll have a special episode with hopefully one or two special guests talking about lore. And there's also going to be an episode of Ultimate Vault Hunter at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be really awesome. It's a very special, I don't think I can tell you any more than it's a very special Ultimate Vault Hunter episode. You'll like it. You'll like it a lot. Just trust me.
that silence of there was me trying to process whether or not we can say anything more than that. I think we've mentioned the guest, but that's about it. And
yeah,
you just have to wait.
Yeah, that's good. So next Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, that's Ultimate Vault Hunter. Will be on before that. And yeah, I think that's it. Mitsu, where can everybody find you?
Twitter.com/Mitsu Show, MITSUSHOW, and twitch.tv/Mitsu, MITSU. You can also find me, of course, right here on the official Borderlands channel on Mondays and Tuesdays from 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Probably doing takedowns. Almost certainly doing takedowns. Might wind up doing other things. I think I owe Amara a new playthrough now that she's been... Things have changed drastically, and I kind of want to play soccer. So we'll see how that goes. That's all I can really say with that for now. Tess, same question to you.
You can find me on Twitter at Tess Games or on Twitch at Tessichka, Tessa, CHKA. I stream there every Saturday and then some other extra days these days. But you can also find me right here on the Borderlands channel. Now, I normally stream on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Wednesdays at 4 p.m., although that is probably going to move down to 7 p.m. Eastern also. But my schedule right now is a little bit crazy because I have surgery next Monday, and I was recovering from surgery a month ago, and so it's a whole thing. So I'm basically doing a lot of bonus streams. Like I'll be doing one later today, right here on the Borderlands channel. So later today, probably in just a few hours from now, I will be doing some bonus TD Allegiance things, probably playing some Arms Race, because there's a new Arms Race mini event by the way. So I'll be checking
There
that
is.
out. Yeah, it'll be really fun. So right here on the Borderlands channel.
Yes. So, with all that having been said, on behalf every time,
Words.
words on behalf of Tess, myself, and the entire content creation team, thank you so much for joining us as you do every single week. Now go forth and make some mayhem.